Knockouts in 3 counts starts now.
Ooh, what up? No, it is Tuesday. This is Knockouts in 3 counts. And yes, we've cut our lives into pieces, and here we go. We're coming fresh off of that Papa Roach show that we were at on Sunday. Shout out to them. 25 years of doing music, and they still kick ass. Shout out to Under Oath and
Rise Against.
Thank you. Why could I not say that? And then the crazy thing of it is, the thing that got me with that dude was like when the guy from Under Oath got up there, and I'm like, yo, I remember seeing them like 18 years ago.
Did it make you feel old or what?
Fuck yeah, it did. But they still kicked ass. I was saying that next to somebody who was standing there at Pine Knob, and I was like, the good thing about it is, when you see somebody and they're like from way back in the day, but they still sound like they did back then. You know what I mean? Because there's nothing worse than when you have this picture of what you remember like a band to be, and then
right.
Yeah,
I know how it goes. Yeah, fun time though. Fun. It was a fun little Sunday. With the boy, we're missing Corey today, but that's okay. Maybe
hey man, I got to celebrate my birthday. I made it 33 trips around the sun. So I feel like it was a good way to bring it in. Did the bachelor party thing on Saturday, but man, us being gone a week, we've got a lot of wrestling stuff that's gone down, man. We had the first pay-per-view that was on ESPN and WrestlePalooza, and then we had the whole wrestling internet going after our guy Andreas Hale, who works for ESPN. I thought it was all right, man.
I thought it was all right. Him until you told me.
Yeah, I thought it was all right. Like, you know what I mean? And I thought overall it was a good show. I just thought that maybe they should have pulled out like a few more like stops or surprises, you know what I mean? Being like that was like the resounding thing that was like getting said on all these shows about like leading up to it. I thought it was still a good show. I just kind of expected that maybe there would be a little bit more with that stuff. But it's crazy, bro. Like at the end of the day, I feel like it was a good show. But what was your overall thing with that?
Well, like you said, it was built up for like all these surprises and big moments and all this stuff, and we really didn't get any surprises. Though the biggest surprise I thought was Brock Lesnar just beating the crap out of John Cena. But other than that, it was good wrestling. I thought the matches were good. But I think just for the platform that it was on and where we were supposed to be going with that first big show on ESPN, it just fell a little flat. We expected more. But there was a lot of major players that weren't even on that card also.
Okay, well, that could lead right into one of the things I wanted to ask you about, though. So now, we know it's going to be Cena and AJ at Crown Jewel, which I think that's going to be a badass match. But, Cena's got to get his lick back, no?
You would think so. I mean, the man can't just get beat up on his way out the whole time. He's still John Cena. He's still the GOAT.
Well, I mean, he didn't the whole time because remember, he won a championship again. That's how we got to the never seen 17.
I can't imagine. My thing is like if you get beat up like that by Brock Lesnar, somebody he's been a long-term career enemy of John Cena. You can't just go out with nothing. You got to get him back somehow. You can't just act like it never happened, sweep it under the rug.
I agree with that, but I can't lie, bro. I'm not mad at him and AJ. Like, and I've already starting to see like the little things like AJ retweeted a tweet he had from like 2016 where he had like the beat up John Cena. He goes, I'm gonna go to Waffle House and then beat up John Cena. Like stuff like I love like the throwback stuff like that you see with that. I mean, that's gonna be a great match. I mean, it's dope for Australia. I mean, it's gonna be on early as hell here in the States, but it's going to be a great match, and I think the reason I like it too is I think, I mean, even though I don't think AJ really cares, but like seeing it kind of put AJ back on like the top tier again, I think is cool too. Not that there's anything wrong with Jason after the Intercontinental title, because I think Dom is the like one of the hottest guys they got in the company right now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Perfect. And he's a perfect heel to have it, dude.
Exactly. But my point is, I'm not trying to disparage him, but I'm just saying AJ at one time was like the top guy, with the title and all that stuff. And that run that he's talking about with John Cena, I thought was, the thing that you kind of where that point was where you're like, okay, now he's not just the guy that we all knew was good from TNA.
Yep.
Like if we watched, which I loved TNA. So, TNA AJ Styles, but once he had that run with John Cena, I mean, there's a reason why they're calling him the GOAT.
Right.
And Tony
Let
Thunder
me ask you this.
talking about him
So
being the GOAT,
what do we got? What do we got left with Cena? Is it 4 matches? 3 matches after this? It's 4 counting the AJ match, right?
I believe so.
So 3 matches after this. What do you want to see as far as the last 3? Because what are we going to have after that? We got Survivor Series most likely, and then the December 13th is the final match, and so there's going to be one in between.
So I like the AJ match. Like you said, I kind of almost feel like he's got to get his lick back. No, like he's so I feel like him and Lesnar needs to happen again at some point. But then again, if Cena's on his way out, he could be feeling like, oh, Brock's going to be here, and it makes him look like an even bigger killer. But
yeah, and he does. I ain't gonna lie, Brock looks better than ever.
Oh, dude, and I'm not arguing that at all. There's no way you can argue that. What do you mean? Like the dude looks crazy. I mean, he's always looked crazy, but to look that crazy at his age now, dude, is nuts.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know. I feel like he's got to get his lick back, but I could also see, them just, kind of wanting to try to run through his greatest hits, but I feel
there's
like
just so many. There's so many there's so many ways to go. Like you always want to see him just take on his rivals, his old rivals. Like I'd love to see him take on Brock again, but I'd love to see him get one in against Dom. You know what I mean? One that matters, because Dom is clearly the future. He's going to be the future of this company. He is now, and at some point he's going to be a bigger star than he is. Like Braun Breaker, Gunther. There's other guys that I really want to see in there, but I don't know how you fit them in on the farewell tour. Not really.
I mean, with that short amount of dates, it's kind of gonna be hard, and I feel like I don't think Cena would be opposed to wanting to like go in, but he's old school though, so like I just don't really see him, winning unless it's like a rematch with Brock or whatever, Maybe. Well, I mean, and then AJ said he's going to retire soon too, so who knows, man? But all I know is the matches he's been having have been good. Other than the Brock match.
You think that Cena's going to be a part of the War Games match?
Well, we got to see who the two sides are yet.
Yeah.
That's kind of going to be the tell, is like, who are the two sides? Like, because who knows? Maybe the War Games ends up being NXT and TNA.
Right.
So, I mean,
time will tell. Cool thing is it's a slight road to the end here, but it's that December 13th one. I feel like is going to be a great show. I mean, it's going to be a tribute show essentially. And I'm glad it's on Saturday night's main event. That way everybody can see it on NBC and everything. Everybody deserves to see that.
Speaking of TNA, man, Victory Road happened, and now WWE's got both of their world titles again. But from what we just saw on NXT, I saw at the beginning of the show, Kalani Jordan is the women's captain for Team TNA. So it's interesting, man. But
who they picked for the men's? Is it Santana?
It's Santana and Kalani for TNA, and JC and Ricky Saints for the NXT. Basically, just the world champions, but obviously the world champions are in WWE, and they got one of them on TNA side. But how do you think? What do you think with all that? I wonder with the Kalani thing if it could just be to where like Indy wins it at Bound for Glory, but nonetheless, still WWE's got both those belts.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting situation because I don't know their deal, but you don't want to make one look weaker than the other, obviously, right? So NXT having their belts, it's like they got to get them back. That's like the story. They got to get their belts back. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. I did notice they changed the event name from Invasion to something else, right?
Yeah, they were saying, I was reading something on Facebook about that, about it had something to do with, I think, the Israel thing.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find something on that. But what do you think about them changing the name?
I mean, I know we got a lot of politics and stuff involved and politically correct stuff, but at the end of the day, man, this is entertainment. It's pro wrestling, and I don't think that it should, things. I don't know. We're not offending anybody by calling it invasion. Like, I understand there's things going on in the world, but it's part of the story here. One company's invading another company. Like I said, I get the world's upside down with all this other crazy stuff, but it's still entertainment. We're still watching a form of entertainment, so just it don't have to be that deep. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. It ain't gonna change anything as far as the show. So whatever. Hopefully that don't offend anybody.
I mean,
not trying to be offensive.
No, I mean it's not. It's just like I said. It's interesting, like you said, for them to have to change the name, given that they've used that in the past. But I mean, I guess maybe that's just a sign of the times that we're in right now.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it sucks that things got to be taken so literal, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I think it's cool, and I wanted to talk about that anyway. What'd you think of the whole invasion thing? And shout out to a couple of past guests of the show. We had Matt Cardona that was in there, Cedric Alexander that was in there. I mean, it was dope to see. Kind of definitely gave some vibes from like when that happened with ECW and WCW. But what did you think of it, and who we saw show up?
No, it was definitely
what do you think about the Kalani Jordan thing?
I like seeing Matt Cardona on any WWE TV because me and you have talked about it. That's a guy that left and bid on himself, and he has done quadruple in improvement as far as wrestling and everything you see as far as Matt Cardona. So I'm pumped to see him back there. The invasion thing I think is cool because we get to kind of, not everybody's getting to relive it, you know what I mean, from the 2001 stuff. So this is gonna bring people back to that. I feel like if you haven't seen it, go do your research on the WCW ECW invasion. That was a dope time to be watching wrestling. Go back and check that out.
I remember watching that and recording it on a VHS, and then my sister getting all pissed off and shutting off the pay-per-view. And my mom being mad as fuck because it was back when we were paying for every pay-per-view,
Oh yeah.
And actually, I never could really get them to buy the pay-per-view. So when I did get them to buy the pay-per-view, it's like, son of a bitch.
Oh yeah, we're paying what, $34.95 per pay-per-view,
something
right?
like that.
Yeah,
I mean, it was way better than what they were getting for them UFC.
I don't know if we were paying for it, but our parents probably were. They were probably pissed.
That's why I didn't get many of them.
No, that was a good time to be a wrestling fan, though. That was especially when the internet wasn't as big, so we didn't really know. You know what I mean? So it's different now, but yeah,
I still think it's dope, man, because I think it's going to be a great platform for a lot of the guys and girls from TNA to be on that, and it creates we've always said it. If you've been a fan long enough, like to be able to have that. You could have anybody show up from anywhere. That's why this partnership thing with TNA is cool. I definitely think that TNA needs to get back on them a little bit, though, because they keep getting their world titles. I feel like TNA's got to get over and get those titles back.
They do.
But
they do.
I'm looking forward to Bound for Glory for them, too, man, because you got the Hardys versus the Dudleys in a table match for the tag titles.
Yeah. One last table match.
Yes, dude.
That's going to be something. See, okay, I thought that Devon, and correct me if I'm wrong, I thought that Devon couldn't wrestle.
He didn't for a while because he had an issue with his back or his neck.
Okay.
But he had wrestled a match on TNA, and then now the Hardys basically called them out. So I don't know. I'm here for it, and I like that it's just a straight tables match. Because you remember the one that they had at the Royal Rumble all those years ago. That was kind of like the emphasis for it. So I like kind of that it's just a table match.
What was that, like the 2000 Rumble, right? Or something like that?
Yes. The one with the giant car going out of the Royal Rumble sign.
Yeah, that was at the Garden. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's see.
That's one of my favorite Rumbles because I love
just calling it back to all the classics, dude. I love that.
I like it. And I mean, that's what I was going to say. That's one of my favorites because I loved the match with Cactus Jack and Triple H.
Oh,
but
yeah, that was a good one too. I'm going to have to go search for that on Peacock.
Hey, man, it's an interesting thing. I got to see if I'm still going to. Taco Tuesday.
That is Taco Tuesday. Let's go. Look at
it. It is. I had
that explains why I got this
for dinner.
Look at thanks Taco Bell. Look at one free taco. Shout out
Jordan's winning on Taco
our
Tuesday.
Future sponsor, Taco Bell.
Shout out to our guy.
I got a free
to
one.
Our
what's up?
Better Live Today. They sent us some t-shirts. We're gonna be rocking those. Put the links in the description and stuff like that. He's got it on him. Look at that. Shout out to past guest of the show, Sammy the Heat Worthington. What'd you think of
yeah.
What do you think? Yes, sir. What did you think of we talked a little bit about AJ and John Cena, but what do you think about Cody versus Seth for Crown Jewel?
This is going to be for that big belt, right? The big Crown Jewel
one where the champions go against each other.
I'm not against this match, obviously, but I feel like with the history of these two guys, I know they're trying to build it up real quick with that promo they had on Raw, but they have a very storied history, and I don't think it could all be put into just like a quick buildup of a match. This is something that goes back, and it's going to probably be continued long after this. But for what it is, it's the two top guys, essentially. I mean, obviously it's your champions, but all in all, these two have been carrying the company for the past couple years or so with their work longevity. So I'm glad they're in the spot. They're going to put on a hell of a match. I feel like we could have such a better build-up if we just had a little more time. But
they got a lot of history too, though. And that's why those vignettes and stuff they're doing like that are cool because it kind of gives you like a quick reminder of all the stuff that we've already had between Cody and Seth. And we're going to get a banger of a match. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Seth's got to get a dub, don't he? He's 0 for 3.
We talked about this. We talked about this before. He's what you said, 0 for 3, right? Against Cody.
Yes.
Cody's his kryptonite. And Seth kind of needs to stay on a roll with the momentum he's got with the vision and everything. I feel like Seth needs to beat him. I think it's a must win for Seth.
It's gotta be. I mean, and it's not even hating. Like, he's 0 for 3 against him, man. We're going champion for champion, man. You got to have that championship pride.
Yeah. Yeah. Cody won that last year, correct?
Yes.
He was, okay.
It was him and Liv Morgan, I think.
Right. Yeah, we need a Seth Rollins dub there. It's a must win for him. No pressure, but hey, it's what it is.
What'd you think about Roman returning, bro?
Look, I love that guy. Roman is definitely in God mode, and all that they say about him, everything greatness. He is exactly who we say he is. But Doug has more freaking returns than most guys.
Well, he was doing a movie. Year. Come on, man.
I know, but Jesus. Okay, you had to learn your lesson by now.
This man be great, all right? He's doing Street Fighter, damn it.
I'm not hating. Listen. He's been written off TV 3-4 times in the last 5 months due to the same thing. These guys just tsunami splash him 5 or 6 times and then he's gone. You got to learn your lesson by now, bro. You better come with some backup. Hopefully, bring some new bloodline members in. I don't. There's something going on between Jimmy and Jay. I don't know if that's going to work out the way he
I was
wants
gonna
to.
ask you about that. What do you think about that? Because
Something was off. Was I right? Something was off.
so
I
what do
think
you think's going on?
I think we're going back to the old bloodline, the old brainwashed Jey Uso type deal. Because even after Raw went off the air, I seen a clip where he wasn't doing the yeet stuff. They played his music, and the whole crowd was doing the yeet, and he didn't take no part of it. None of it. He walked out, threw a chair down, and walked out. So I don't know if we're gonna. And you notice somebody else pointed out he's wearing a lot of darker colors now. It's no more of that flashy blue and cotton candy looking boots. He's wearing a lot of black, a lot of red and black. We might be getting a darker version of Jey Uso. Maybe the old bloodline where Roman's in charge. Man,
Okay,
you know
so
what I
where
mean?
does
So
that leave Jimmy then?
Jimmy's gonna have to fall in line, bro. You're gonna have to fall in line because let's face it, he ain't been doing much without his brother. He's been getting beat up. And if you got these guys on the other side, like the Vision, especially guys like Braun Breaker, you got freaking Bronson Reed. These guys are crushing these guys every week. So you're gonna have to come up with something. And I don't think Jimmy and Jay is the ones to do it. You need to bring in Jacob Fatu at some point. It's got to be your boy. It's got to be your backup. I don't know how they're going to do that.
I mean, they do let people go from show to show, but he's on SmackDown right now.
Yeah, I don't think that matters, right? Guys bounce all over all the time.
At this point, yeah, there is. I mean, back in the day, they used to like keep the brand split more, but I mean, we've seen people go back and forth. I just hope whatever they do with Jacob Fatu next, my man is up towards the higher end of the card because I've said it on this show for years. There's timestamps of it. You can go back and see from his MLW days. I've been singing his praises. So plus, especially getting to meet the guy and kick it with him a few times, you can't help but want to see a dude like that win. Yep. And so that is always a good thing to see in my book. So I'm all for it. I don't know.
Do you think that War Games gets to the point where it is the old bloodline? Maybe they bring in Jacob Fatu against the Vision. Do you think that's the War Games we're going toward?
I think that'd be cool with me.
Yeah.
But the Vision doesn't have five either, though.
Right. So I see. So the rumor that's out there now is it's going to be the Vision alongside Drew McIntyre, alongside Brock Lesnar. Versus.
You really think Brock could get involved in War Games, though?
The seeds are already planted for the Paul Heyman stuff. Paul Heyman did.
I agree with that. Now that's interesting too, and another thing I was going to bring up.
All the signs are there. We can make it. All the recipes there. We can make a meal out of this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I honestly thought it was going to end up being NXT versus TNA.
I did too, but it looks like they're going the right. So here's the rumored thing that I've been reading. So you got those five: the Vision, Drew, and Brock, and then on the other side you would have Roman, Jimmy, Jay, maybe Jacob Fatu, but they're saying CM Punk. And then the fifth guy would be John Cena getting his lick back on Brock Lesnar in War Games.
Unless that's just something Cena had on his hit list or something,
Like, hey, it's all speculation right now. It's just a rumor. Who knows? But I would love that. That'd be an all-star game of War Games, dude.
I mean, it would be dope. I don't know. Something still tells me it's going to be like NXT versus TNA or, but that, like you said, that would be dope, and it would be a way to have it be like like you said, an all-star War Games. War Games is gnarly as shit to see live anyway with two big cages. Even though it's kind of old school, it's dope. Says we got about 325 people watching in here. We appreciate you guys. Hit the like button, share button, all those buttons, and make sure you stay connected with us.
The Tigers take that dub today, baby.
Yes, sir. Kyle Campbell. I said I was going to say some shit. You were saying that you hope they lost. We're already up one, bitch.
Who said that? Kyle.
I'm our buddy Kyle Campbell, one of the original hosts of this show.
You let him know. Let him know you can't. Once you're off that train, you can't come back, bro.
Hell yeah, dude. That's what I said. I said, if we make it to the ship, you're not allowed on board.
No coming back, homie.
All right, dude. Talk to me a little bit about AEW. What'd you think of All Out and like what we got in the subsequent round off since then, because we've had one Dynamite and a Collision since then. But we got some new champions in there, man. Timeless Tony dropped the strap.
Yeah. I didn't know how I'd feel about that because she's been such a great piece of work to watch.
Timeless Tony is so dope.
So good. Everything about her is so good. It's tough to see her without the belt, but she made a name for herself when she had it, and she made it more important, and that's what's important. So, well, a great run by her. I was a little surprised that she dropped it then, but I'm not upset. Maybe it was timeless. Maybe. I'll tell you what, though, I was impressed with Kyle Fletcher and Hangman Adam Page on that card.
Yeah, that was a banger, dude.
That was a banger.
That was Fletcher a banger. I expected it to be. Shout out to Hangman. We got to chop it up with him in the AEW press conference, man. And I like it because I think it's going to help solidify him as a true, top of the tier. Because I think, he was always one of the guys who was kind of one of the pillars for them. But I think him continuing to have matches like these, and hopefully can continue these throughout his title reign, will only continue to more cement him as a guy who's like the top guy in AEW, outside.
He's always been great. I just feel like something's got to separate him from everybody. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's how we're going to get there, by having those kind of matches and taking on all comers, man. Kyle Fletcher, though, impressive.
Yeah, that was a show-stealing performance, dude.
Yes.
That guy, I've liked him since he was part of the United Empire with Will Ospreay.
Very
and we got to see him here at Circle 6, man, when we went and did the show here in Detroit, man. I think the way he's transformed, the way he looks and all that stuff, I think that dude's going to be a world champion. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I think AEW believes in him. He's in the main event. They believe in the future for him. So,
do you think this is the start of his babyface turn, though? With the way
I kind of do. I kind of do. The way that all went down, I think so.
Yeah, man. Don Callis, bro. You got to be careful.
Don Callis is a cancer, bro. He's a freaking cancer out there.
Hey, man, but they win, though.
They do. They do.
They win and they beat the shit out of people.
The numbers don't lie. That's for sure.
They're like a straight gang now, dude.
Right,
they got a whole gang of them.
They do, man.
I thought all in all, though, man, AEW All Out was a solid show. And then what'd you think of what we seen with Christian and Cope?
Now that one is I don't know where we're gonna go with that, because I hate to be the one to follow the rumors and the dirt sheets and all that crap, but what is his contract looking like?
I don't know what it is, man, but I find it hard to believe that they would leave it in a spot where he could just
he can't
be out and then show up or something like that.
Although we've seen it happen. We've seen them drop the ball on talent before. Hopefully they've learned from their mistakes, but
but you can't think he's just gonna go out with him losing and his wife getting spiked pile drove.
I can't see it happening that way. But okay, let me just get back.
Everybody keeps saying it's kind of like him doing the John Cena thing, which if it were to happen, I think it'd be dope. But I just don't.
That's what the dirt.
I don't think I can see.
Now,
I just don't see that.
If you're Tony Khan, okay, and you have this great love for professional wrestling, like they say he does, and like he claims to, and I believe him, would you be opposed to taking a dollar amount so that match could happen on WWE TV?
I don't think that the dollar amount means anything.
Would you do it for the business of wrestling? In a bigger picture, Or does it come down
As a
to
wrestling fan, yeah. But I
Yeah.
mean, as big business guy, I don't think either one of them gives a shit. They've both taken shots, both, back and forth.
Yeah,
They both
yeah.
have. Now it's kind of chilled out, and AEW's kind of like stayed over there in their own lane.
Mm-hmm.
I've enjoyed what we've been seeing out of AEW. I think that they're doing, better stories. I thought the Tax and Tables match with MJF and Mark Briscoe was dope.
Brutal, dude.
Brutal.
These guys got balls, I'm telling you.
Hey, we already knew that with the Briscoes. Shout out to rest in peace, Jay Briscoe. But yeah, dude, like MJF just kind of proved, where he's at again,
Yeah.
And so it's going to be interesting to see kind of like where all that stuff is going to play out.
They have gotten better with their storylines, I'll tell you that much.
I like it. Like I said, man, there's ups and downs in all the companies when it comes to storylines, because we've said the same about WWE and stuff. But I like the attention to detail. It was gnarly seeing Beth get the pile driver like that, but her being a wrestler, though, you know what I mean? That's why I feel like I don't think that's the last time we see. I don't think that's the last time we see Cope or his wife in AEW.
Well, they kind of left it hanging, with Christian. He's kind of on his own again. He's got nobody. And so at some point, somebody's going to have to come save his ass. And I would hope it's going to be Cope.
Yeah,
would
man.
Be better, right?
Like I said, it was dope that it got to be in Toronto like that. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out, especially with the way he kind of left the cliffhanger of like, I don't know if I'll be back. So
yeah.
I don't know, man. Hopefully everything's all good and he's not hurt. But that crowd singing along to all that shit was so dope.
Yeah, that's awesome when they do that. I love that.
I don't know, man. I got big hopes for what we'll see with TNA. I thought Victory Road was a dope show. Shout out to Ash by Elegance, because she had to drop the title and said that whatever it was that's happened, which they haven't released the details of, is something that's bad enough that she said she had to step away. Hopefully that's not forever, because man, she was on the run of her career, as the champion, both the world champion, and then they had the tag titles too. So to have to put the title down like that, and that's how we got to Kalani Jordan.
Yeah.
Getting that too. And then like I said, I love that there's so much stuff going on. Like that's one thing that like why I don't understand all the tribalism that keeps going on, because I'm just like, bro, like there's good stuff in a lot of different places. I think TNA.
Yeah. Well, there's wrestling for everybody.
Well, and we've
wrestling for everybody right now. It's been like this for a long time. I mean, if you can't see it, clearly you're not paying attention. But if you don't like this type of wrestling, you can always go watch this type of wrestling. If you like that type of wrestling, you always got this product to go watch. There's plenty for everybody. You don't have to hate on any of it. Just watch a different one. You know what I mean? It's like every day of the week. Come on, man. We didn't have this 20 years ago. You know what I mean? We had Monday. Some Saturdays.
I want WWE and AEW to thrive, bro. Like that.
Yeah.
Ultimately,
more wrestling, the better.
Absolutely.
The more the better, bro.
100%. We got the NXT recap and stuff like that is going to be live on Body Slam. We got a little bit of a late start here, so in a little bit, if you guys are watching on Body Slam, that'll be coming on. But if you want to keep following along with the conversation with me and J-Bone, make sure that you go over to Knockouts and 3 Counts. You can always check that out at ko3c.com, or check out our YouTube and all that. Hit that subscribe button. But we always talk about it. AEW's got such great pay-per-views. I feel like they always knock it out of the park on pay-per-views. I'm interested to see where it goes. Do you think we're gonna see Statlander as a heel now?
Yeah, because I think I don't
Do you
know.
think she's gonna go with the Death Riders?
I think kinda, yeah. I think that's where we're going. But with the way Tony Storm brought that title, like she turned into a heel or a face, bro, and it was so good. So I feel like the Statlander thing, we kind of got to go the other way for a while. But I do think she'll be with Mox and the Death Riders with that belt. So, which I'm not opposed to that. I'm not. I know. I see a lot of people that don't really like what Mox and them are doing for some reason, but I don't mind it. It's violent. I like that violent, like, violent
I just
aura.
like to see them get a little more direction as to like what they're going after. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, like their purpose.
Like,
What are they there for? Yeah, I get that.
especially now that they're kind of like adding more members and stuff like that. So like, what are we doing? What are we trying to take over? Because like, okay, so you add, even let's just say hypothetically that's what's happening with Statlander. You know, you already got Marina Shafir in there.
Yeah.
So like at some point, if you're going to bring other women in there, like wouldn't you think they would like bulk her up? But then again, like she's kind of like their China sort of.
Sure. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's kind of like what I see her as. And then it's like, you know, China didn't really start winning stuff until did she won she won was she still in DX when she won the Intercontinental title?
I
Or
don't
was that
think.
was after?
I think that was afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was, you know, and
Yep.
she won that after. So
Yep.
it's like you can see what happens, you know, but it's like I think that's what her role is supposed to be. But I mean, at some point, you would hope that she would kind of get bulked up, especially with the fact that you got Mox, who's the world champion. You know, Wheeler Yuta and Claudio, and them had the trios belts for a while. Um, we'll see, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I just would like to see the Death Riders have a little bit more of a direction as to where they're going. That's my biggest thing. Like, and it's not even like a slight. I'm just saying, like, what's the goal here? What's the agenda? You know, because Mox
Yeah.
isn't the champ
Yeah.
no more.
What's the end game?
You know, if they did bring Statlander in, well, now you have the women's championship. You know, but who knows?
True.
That would be like my only.
That's why we got to
like
keep watching, baby. Got to keep watching.
Hey man, that's the
Realist.
the total nonstop collision of wrestling. But yeah, man, I think it's just a great time to be a fan. Like I'm loving to see all that stuff.
Definitely.
And then you got like what I said, what we saw with Raw and all that good stuff as well. But dude, you know what else we've got this weekend is the king and queen of violence. You got Mike Perry against Jeremy Little Heathen Stevens. What's cracking on this one, dude?
Now that is a legacy fight for a lot of us that's been watching combat sports, right? It's so hard to go against Mike Perry, but I love Jeremy Stevens, dude. It's just if I got to make a prediction though, I think I'm gonna take Mike Perry. I don't even know why. I just flip a coin. You know what I mean? Just the dude's a badass.
It's crazy because Miles is going to be in Jeremy's corner. I feel like this fight is like tailor made. These two are just going to meet in the middle and just.
It's just going to be a banger. So you think somebody's getting knocked out here?
I would think so.
Yeah, you would think.
I would think
I can't
so.
see either one of these guys backing up.
No, hell no. I mean, that's what makes this matchup so good, dude.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
the
phone booth,
I gotta. I like Jeremy Stevens in this fight too, man. The only thing that could make the difference for Perry is just the more experience in it, but Jeremy's been more active lately. So
True.
I think both in BKFC and then he had that fight in the UFC in Des Moines. So I don't know, man. I think Jeremy Stevens too, but that's going to be a badass fight. And then you've got past guests of the show, the Queen Christine Faria versus Jessica Borga. in the co-main event. What do you think about that, bro?
I'm not gonna bet against Christine Ferea, dude. I'll never. One, because she's very active on this show and it supports everything we do. So there's that. Maybe I'm a little biased here, but the proof is in the pudding. She is the queen of violence when it comes to this stuff. So it'd be a real bad day if you bet against her money wise. So I won't. I'm taking Christine all day.
I am going with Christine Ferea, obviously, too, for the same reasons that you said. She rocks with us heavy. And she's proven to be, a level above all of her competition as she's been holding on to that belt for a while. What's going to be interesting about this fight is just how pissed off Borga's made her, because I feel like it's different than some of the other lead-ups that we've seen, because she is just spitting
You think
flames
she's in her
at this
head?
girl. I don't know, because Christine is real, like, cutthroat. You know what I mean? Like, she's real cutthroat. So, like, I feel like once she locks into a fight, it doesn't matter. But
she's a pro. She's been here.
I think they
before,
could both be in each other's heads, to be honest, because Borga has seemed to be really pissed off by some of the things that Christine said. And I think it's going to make for an interesting fight because, like you said, Christine is very, like, calculated. You know what I mean? So I wonder if that, like, kind of makes the fight turn into a brawl. But nonetheless, regardless of who wins, I think that's going to be a badass fight, dude.
Yeah. It's another one. Nobody's going to be backing up. You know what I mean?
Absolutely
We're going to have a brawl. That's going to be great.
And then speaking of not backing up, bro, we're supposed to be joined by the main event of BKFC coming to Michigan. The Mohawk Esteban Rodriguez.
The Mohawk's coming back. Let's go, dude.
Man. He's supposed to come talk with us next week from Colorado. Talk about energy. He's talking about being up doing the high altitude stuff in Colorado when we do the show next week. So shout out to Mohawk. I'm looking forward to seeing BKFC make its debut here in the Mitten. I don't know, man. A lot of cool stuff coming this way. And let's just say if you're an old school wrestling fan like we are, hopefully we've got some cool news coming about that soon too. Then we've got UFC 320, bro. What do you think about this?
Yeah, I feel there's that card's stacked, dude. So we got main event Alex Pereira and Ankalaev. That's gonna be a banger. I don't care what anybody said. That one is gonna be tough